Hey, friends! What if The Running Man were a comedy? Well, I have a movie for you which answers that question. Namely, Stay Tuned from 1992, starring John Ritter and Pam Dawber. Our story goes like this. Roy Nabel is kind of a loser. He sells plumbing supplies because that's all he could find for a job. He's a disappointment to his wife Helen, who's a successful marketing expert, so they're both unhappy. Roy's balm of Gilead is television, in front of which he spends every waking moment when not at work. He is a bona fide couch potato. This has driven his wife to despair since he's not as interested in her as much as he used to be. One night, a mysterious figure named Spike arrives at Roy's front door with a contract for a new TV, a special kind of TV. Roy jumps at the offer of a free trial, which includes a giant, weird satellite dish. But nothing in life is free, as it turns out Spike works for the guy downstairs. And hell has a deal with heaven to gather souls using this TV rig. See, they con unsuspecting people like Roy into signing away their souls, whereupon they become trapped in Hellavision. An endless parade of demonic versions of shows, movies, and commercials. But, as part of the agreement with heaven, if a person can survive for 24 hours in Hellavision, they get to return to the real world. So Roy and Helen are shifted from one life-threatening spoof of TV shows and movies after another, as Spike, who runs Hellavision for the big boss, works against them, trying to trip the couple up so he can claim their souls. Can Roy and Helen beat Spike and return to the real world? Will Roy find a meaning for life outside of his television set? Can Roy and Helen patch things up and save their marriage? In our cast, we have John Ritter, of course, always loved John Ritter, as well as Pam Dawber from Mork and Mindy. Also along is Jeffrey Jones from Ferris Bueller's Day Off as Spike, and Eugene Levy from SCTV plays one of Spike's minions. Wrestler Captain Lou Albano appears as the announcer for a wrestling match. Don Pardo, the longtime announcer for Saturday Night Live, does a voiceover for a show. We also have Salt and Peppa, of all people, doing a music video Ritter gets trapped in. Among others, you'll spot James B. Skinning from Hill Street Blues and Kristen Cloak, who went on to appear in Space Above and Beyond. This movie was directed by Peter Hyams, who gave us 2010, The Year We Make Contact, Capricorn 1, The Presidio, and Narrow Margin, as well as Time Cop, Outland, and Hanover Street, 3 movies I've reviewed elsewhere on the channel. So, how does this one stack up? Well, I hate to say it, but Stay Tuned is kind of a mixed bag. There's certainly a lot to like, though. Game shows, Clint Eastwood westerns, film noir movies, Star Trek, even sitcoms, especially one sitcom in particular Ritter appears in. Just about anything and everything is on the table. Stay Tuned also features an animated segment by Chuck Jones, where our 2 heroes wind up as cartoon mice. These mice are a riff on the Honey Mousers, cartoon mice based on the famous Jackie Gleason series, The Honeymooners. The Honey Mousers appeared in 3 animated shorts from 1956 to 1960. One small downside to this picture is that if you were born after a certain time period, some of these references will fall flat. So it's not exactly timeless in that sense, but if you were of movie-going age in 1992, you'll no doubt recognize a lot of the source material for the TV and movie spoofs. Yet, interesting as Stay Tuned is, I was kinda hoping for a bit more. They could have added more spoofs and gone for the jugular with them. Instead, these are mostly minor riffs on television and movie tropes or properties. Maybe the studio feared lawsuits, I don't know, but it falls ever so slightly flat, which is too bad. John Ritter and Pam Dawber are both pretty good, but Jeffrey Jones is the one who steals the show as the villain of the piece. Eugene Levy is mostly just there. Ritter is the main focus, and I didn't feel his couch potato loser thing was developed well enough. Not his fault, though. They just didn't build the character up the way it needed for him to convincingly grow and go on to become a hero. It's all kinda tepid, and audiences seem to agree that Stay Tuned wasn't one for the ages. On a budget of $25 million, the picture only grossed $10.7 million. That's a shame, because the ideas are really good. The concept is imaginative. They had Ritter, Dawber, and Jones, and the whole Hellavision thing is pretty interesting. But you can't help but feel that a lot of potential was wasted. Not that Stay Tuned is terrible or anything, it's amiable, I enjoyed it, and if you love the old Warner Brothers cartoons, you'll get a kick out of the animated sequences. There are some amusing takes on TV shows of the day, and hey, it's got John Ritter! But this is, again, one of those properties that might be a good candidate for a remake, where instead of TV, a character is obsessed with a world of social media or gaming or something. Like Ritter's character here, having to learn how those things are not a substitute for living a real life. That is, if only Hollywood could make something good out of an established property. You know, like they used to. They can't manage that these days, so best stick with the original from 1992, back when Hollywood at least tried to entertain audiences. As it is, I'm giving Stay Tuned 2 paws up. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.